Wolves and guard dog fights are fierce in the midst of the wild, when survival is the only thing that matters and instincts collide. These fights, which are sometimes brutal and unfiltered, put the dog's bravery, strength, and devotion to the test. We'll walk you through 25 terrifying instances where wolves attack guardian dogs. Number 1. A group of wolves prowled the terrain, probably looking for their next meal, uninformed of the existence of a missing Tibetan Mastiff, a strong and rare breed. When they happened upon it, they started a violent confrontation. The wolves in the immediate vicinity also aided their packmates. The Tibetan Mastiff fought hard against the wolves despite the suffering. Number 2. A bald wolf notices a dog that is by itself. Unfazed, the dog lunges to bite, but ultimately fails, unable to free itself from the merciless savage wolf. The wolf takes advantage of the dog's lack of focus and bites its neck. The dog becomes weaker in its battle, and when it gives up, the wolf releases its hold on it after pushing it to the extreme. When the wolf makes a final deadly bite, the dog is left inert in its teeth. Number 3. The vicious bites made it seem almost impossible for the dogs to escape the hordes of wolves. The dog cleaned and remained motionless while the predators split their belongings among themselves. Number 4. While looking for a friend, the dog saw another dog. It came to torment the captive dog, tied to an empty bowl. It was unprepared for the ferocious opposition it would face. The playful dog continued to play as another dog became weaker and weaker. A man approached the scene to rescue the dog. Number 5. In a vicious fight, a dog and a wolf lunge at each other, trying to bite the other.
Got him now too. He's got to learn to get out of it.
The dog that got its jaws into the wolf now twisted in pain, and the cornered wolf desperately grabbed at it with its extremely sharp claws, looking to get away. The wolf's strength was slowly ebbing, but the strong dog persisted, determined to defeat its fierce opponent until the bitter end, when it gathered all of its stamina to stand up. Number 6. A curious dog watching the incident from a distance hurriedly came closer, only to find out it was actually a group of wolves. They lunged at the dog, trying to bite it, but the dog kept running. Ultimately, the tenacious coyotes caught it. The predators took the dog away while it was in excruciating pain. Number 7. Dogs who were trained to defend their friends hurried to help, biting the wolf in anguish from all sides. Even when the wolf was able to free itself and escape, the dog didn't stop tearing into it. The tired wolf attempted to get free once more, but was encircled by the tenacious hounds. Number 8. The coyote, having been bitten and overcome by the dog, unable to move. The dog showed no mercy as it continued throwing the coyote from side to side, resolutely playing with the vanquished coyote. Number 9. A watchful dog watching over a house was attacked by a hunting wolf on a snowless night. As the dog attacked and followed the wolf, things got worse. The dog was no more an opponent for the wolf when it soon called for assistance and its packmates arrived. The dog was bit by 2 wolves, stopping it from fleeing from terrible agony. The dog made an attempt to stand, but was unsuccessful. The wolf pack was unable to drag the dog away to feast because of the string around its neck, but they nevertheless proceeded to grab their prize, desperate not to lose this delicious meal. Number 10. The leash-wearing dog was quickly approached by the 2 wolves, who simultaneously rushed in and bit it before it could respond. The wolf then made an attempt to yank the dog from the leash. The dog in the area was unable to reach its friend because of the leash. Thus, the dog was left watching the events helplessly. Sadly, the chain broke after the wolves' determined attempts, and they took the dog with them. Number 11. 2 Kangos are attacked one-on-one by 7 wolves. When faced with wolves, Kangos are able to defend their own, but when faced with 2 against 7, things get dicey. 7 Kangals could kill the 2 wolves if their roles changed, just as the wolves slaughtered these dogs. Number 12. It was expected of this young Kangal to defend the animals by himself. The dog has no other option but to flee, as it was ambushed by a group of 3 wolves. It made an attempt to defend the sheep, but it was presumably too young and unprepared to take on a pack of wolves. To be honest, regardless of how large and well-trained a dog is, a single dog can never hold its own against them. Number 13. I get what you're thinking. Seeing a German Shepherd, it would be an intense fight, right? But not this time. The wolf had crossed lines, so the German Shepherd proceeded to menace it. In contrast, the wolf showed no concern whatsoever. The German Shepherd, to be frank, had little chance against that enormous wolf. Number 14. A man and his dog went to ride a horse. Shortly later, the dog bolted to confront the small wolf. The fact that the dog rushed the wolf while it was yet lounging peacefully suggests that the wolf was unwilling to fight. However, the dog wouldn't let go. The wolf had to flee after a small fight because it had no chance of winning over the larger dog. Number 15. The turkey wolves are smaller compared to the alibi dogs. In this video, a herd of wolves approached their line in search of food, and 2 alibi dogs stopped them. The fact that they managed to repel them is astounding. Later on, the wolves struck them and gave them a chase, but the male alibi kept things within hand. Today, they might not be in a mood to kill them. Rather, they were just threatening them. Number 16. No matter how hard one tries, dogs and wolves cannot get close. In an area where pets congregate and enjoy themselves, things will turn out disastrously. When this German Shepherd encountered a wolf, it initially fled from it because it was afraid of its large stature, but then it approached the black wolf to find out if it was indeed a wolf. However, the shepherd quickly came to the realization that this is not the guy with whom he should play, and it returned to its owner. Number 17. This video shows a wolf going up against a backyard dog. It attempted to take down the dog by attacking it. The dog initially defended its home and attacked back, but it was unprepared to go out against an enemy with such ingenuity. The wolf did not pursue it as it was not interested. Number 18. This dog discovered a wolf wandering around the farm. The Kangal attacked the wolf to prevent further harm to his cattle. The Kangal rushed itself at it. The wolf was even more frightened by all the voices this guy was making, and it was unable to respond. By striking the wolf in the throat, the Kangal killed it as payback for its siblings and sisters. Number 19. 3 wolves were spotted by 2 dogs that were out for a nighttime walk. The dogs make the decision to fight. They went to frighten the wolves, however one of them fled, and the little one entered their domain. It returned to its original direction as soon as it discovered it was alone. Number 20. A wolf emerged and baited 2 Kangal dogs into its trap. It led them to believe that it was seeking conflict, so they followed it. The dogs fell into the trap and continued to follow, and soon they reached to the pack. Still, one of them remained foolish enough to pursue the wolf. It was eaten, while another Kangal was simply staring around. This is how dogs and wolves differ from one another. They are simply too intelligent for dogs to manage. Number 22. The previous dog who was chained up did not survive, but this one is legendary. The wolf approached the dog since it was tethered and it was late at night with snow falling. The dog was not afraid at all. Instead, it pursued the wolf bravely and defended its area. The wolf made every effort to assault and murder the dog, but failed. The dog bravely handled the circumstances. Number 23. Although the wolf seen in this video seems foolish, it is incredibly brave. When a wolf chose to prey for cattle, a Kangal was there to protect them. It had the audacity to approach and even make eye contact, but it attempted to cross the Kangal. It was attacked right then and there, leaving it helpless under Kangal's jaws. Number 24. Here, a lone Kangal dog with incredible power that eclipses the wolves holds its ground. The wolves are all too aware of its potency. A wolf was directly in front of the Kangal, but it was too fearful to get any closer. Knowing that the dog may be deadly, the plan was to entice the Kangal to the location where the other members of the pack were waiting. But even after the wolf's scheme was successful, the other wolves decided not to attack. Can you believe that not a single one of the existing wolves dared to approach this one terrifying dog? A second wolf made an attempt to attack, biting the Kangal's leg, but the dog's retaliation was so strong that the wolf withdrew right away. After several minutes of pursuit, the wolf pack was unable to overwhelm the Kangal despite their size. After imparting knowledge to the wolves, the Kangal eventually made the decision to go back to its owner. Number 25. This is a battle of a Kangal dog with a wolf that had exceeded its boundaries. This time, the dog had no mercy at all, grabbing the wolf by the neck and killing it in a spectacle that was truly incredible. The dog attacked the wolf as if it were a first-degree enemy, showing no mercy. The Kangal ended the wolf's life in about 1 minute, turning into a real predator. And what's even more amazing is that there was another Kangal dog around, but he chose not to engage in combat, implying that since just one dog of their race was adequate for killing the wolf on its own. Subscribe for more incredible and raw footage from the wild. Don't forget to like, comment, and hit the notification bell for more videos like this.